Hey guys, welcome to another Why Should You video. Today we're going to be looking at Dungeon Defenders on the PC, pretty much Steam. And this is why should you buy and play Dungeon Defenders. And I'll tell you right now, this is one of the best RPG tower defense games I've ever played. And they still come up with content for it. As you can see right now, patch notes. This game is old, super old, still have patch notes. Or patches and updates and DLCs and stuff like that available for it. So let's just back up for a second. So just play local, just play online. I'm not even going to get into that. Typically you're going to play ranked. That's where most people play, unless you want to like mod and tweak stuff like that. But typically ranked is where you want to play. And so we'll go to like create new hero, and there's tons of different heroes. I think there's like 8 different types, and like 4 of them have different genders, which have like unique abilities to them. Like the Countess is like the female version of the warrior, has a different like 2 different abilities. The Rangers, like they're just the opposite genders of the original 4. The original 4 are the Apprentice, Squire, Huntress, and Monk. And then the DLC adds the Jester, the Summoner, the Robot, and the Barbarian. And then another DLC adds the opposite genders of the original 4. Now, if you're just getting the game, you're only going to have these 4 races available. And the Apprentice and the Squire are usually the best picks to as a beginner to start playing. The Huntress is a little more complicated, and the Monk is even more complicated. So we'll just go with the Squire. Change his colors here. And we'll just go with a balance look. You can also change his outfits for DLC, like there's a Death Knight, there's a Turkey, but you have to complete like Great Turkey Hunt Challenge on Insane. There's Mrs. Santa. There's a guy with pants, because the typical guy doesn't have pants, and there's Mitt Romney. There is Bunny, Tycho, Legendary Knight, Super Legendary Knight, Squire, stuff like that. Let's just go with pants, which is like basic dude right here. Go with pants. And yeah, that's about right? No, I have to do the sky? I could have swore I did that. Guess I didn't. We're gonna go with the Death Knight then. Okay, let's go to next. Random. Conan. So we'll be Conan. Alright, so we go to play game, and then we can do private match, custom match, quick match. We go to quick match, there's probably, oh wait, no, custom match. That's better. And there's tons of people playing, doing different stuff like that. But we're going to go to private match so that we can just do our own personal thing. And if we wanted to, this is multiplayer compatible. You can invite your friends, play with your friends. I don't even think you guys have to have the same DLCs to play. You can have different DLCs, which is pretty awesome. So we'll just go to like medium difficulty since I'm playing solo. And go to deeper well, and we'll just go. Now that back there was the tavern, and there's this bunch of shit you can do in the tavern. Like you can test your DPS out, test your builds, talk to the dude, he'll sell you stuff, go to your forge. But right off the bat, you start level 0 and you get your first level. You see here, this is your stats, and you can choose where you want to put your stats. So at first level, I'm only going to get 1 point, okay? So I'm going to put in like defense health. This is a little dance. And then there is, on this map, there's 5 doors. There's a door right there, right there, right there, right there, and right over there, okay? But on the first wave, there's only 6 enemies, and they're all coming out of that middle door. So in each map there's going to be like a couple starting chests, so you can have a little bit of mana to start out with. And so we'll put down a wall. Now each different hero has different builds. Like there's like I said, there's 8 different heroes, and an additional 4 that are gender bent, that just look like they're the opposite gender, and they have a different ability, not a different build. So The male and female squire are going to have the same exact builds. They're going to have these 5 different turrets, 5 different towers, whatever you want to call them, that do very specific things. And might as well just get this ready. And yeah, so I'm just going to ready up and let them come out as I build, because I don't want to take forever. I want you guys to just see how awesome this game is and then buy it and play it without having to watch a super long video. But as you see, I can attack too, and if you look, that guy's going to attack that wall and damage himself. Just kill himself. Get up here and place a wall right here. Now, these are just boring spike blockades, but they're pretty handy because they just have a ton of health and they're cheap and they don't cost a lot of defense units, because each one, if you look at the top right of my screen, can I actually, okay, right here, top of my screen, defense units. I can't just spam the map with anything I want. I essentially, that's an archer, by the way, stays at range and shoots you. I can't just spam the whole place with builds with walls and stuff like that. I have to strategize on what I do. And also at the top right, this is wave, so after wave 5 typically there's going to be a mini boss or just something like that, maybe an actual boss, but on the first map there isn't going to be anything special. So we're just immediately going to press G, which means we're ready for the wave to start. On lower difficulties we have a limited time in between waves, but on higher difficulties it gives us a set time to do everything we need to do. Now, another awesome thing is that there's gear. Okay, and these gear can be upgrades, and they are like this. This says it's an upgrade. Yep. So equip, and they can do crazy stuff like adds, basically gear just gives you stats, and there's set bonuses which give you more stats, and they give you here, let me kill this guy. The gear is basically going to affect everything here. All these stats they might add to my abilities, they could add to my defense, health, damage, area effect, attack rate, they could add to my actual hero health, they could add to my generic resistance. As you can see, I leveled up, so what we're going to do is apply my level up bonus, which I like to, at the start I just do defense health. And when I do that, my defenses basically, their maximum health increases, so I'll have to go around and repair them and top them all off and whatnot. That says that's an upgrade, but I can't equip it, so it says that's an upgrade, but I can't equip it. That's next level. Now I'm just going to delete this hero, but typically I would actually pick that up, and then when I leveled up I'd go back to my forge and I'd equip it, which I can show you guys in a second. Let me just open these chests, because when the new wave starts, all that mana gets deposited into my actual bank, which I use as currency. So I'll come up here and I'll show you real quick what it's like equipping stuff, and then we can just start this wave. So inside this forge, which is also inside the tavern, go to item box or hero info. There's tons of different gear and different pets which hover over your shoulder and do unique things. Sometimes they attack, sometimes they just give stats, sometimes they shoot fireballs, just do cool shit. And then you can tweak your gear, upgrade your gear, enchant your gear, essentially pretty much everything you would normally do in another RPG, and just min-max whatever you had to do. Try to get this waves over with. Now that purple circle, like archers, they can be damaged on it, but if these guys, those goblins, don't get off of it, they're immune to damage, so that I can't just put a tower right next to the purple circle and just start spawn killing them. They actually have to get off the circle. Have to be allowed to get off of it at least. So okay, wave over, and I'm immediately just going to start the next one. There's 2 more left. And started. Okay, now we're on wave 4. Up top, there's actually going to be orcs pop out. They're going to start popping out right now. That's an orc. He's a big buff dude, has a ton of health. So typically I would focus on killing him first, because it's just one guy, and then I jump down to the middle and deal with the stuff in the middle. If I had my teammates, like, we would go up in top and take care of the orcs, and then jump down to the middle where the rest of them are. Come on. Nice, okay. Leveled up again, so this time I'm going to put like maybe a little bit of a damage, so they actually do a little more damage, and now I can summon a different, like at level 3, I can summon a whole new thing, and this is the Bouncer Blockade. And what it does is it basically opens up and knocks people back. So I'll put like a Bouncer Blockade at like the bottom of these stairs over here so you guys can see how awesome it is. And then it knocks people back. And we'll just start it. Now, in the last wave, 2 orcs come out up top, so basically just have to start focusing them down. And I leveled up again, and I'll deal with that in between waves. Let's see those Bouncer Blockade. Boom. Send his ass flying. I can also like start like damaging them and knocking them into it. There's still more coming out. Yeah, look at that. Boom, level over. Okay, that's pretty much Dungeon Defenders, guys. I mean, we'll be tons of different levels, tons of unique missions. There's unique bosses in quite a few of these levels, and there's mini bosses and stuff like that, and this game is worth the buy. It is a freaking awesome, and I hope this video convinced you of it. Till next time.